Okay, so here we go. This is my first YouTube video on how to grow oyster mushrooms out of buckets. My technique, anyway. First, I go and buy buckets that come from a cake shop. Strawberry filling came in this. These are food grade plastic buckets. I wash them out thoroughly in my kitchen. It's kind of a pain, but it needs to be done. You don't want all that sugar and everything on your buckets. Excuse me. And then I take my handy dandy drill, cheap corded drill, 1/2 inch paddle bit. Take that and I drill a pattern of holes. I don't know if you can see them or not. A pattern of holes all around this bucket. This is the pattern I use. I use too high, too low, too low, too high, too low, so on and so forth, all around the bucket, evenly spaced. So when they're evenly spaced, they grow better. You don't want them too close together, because if you do, it'll dry out. If you make the holes too big, the holes they'll dry out. It's just not good. 1/2 inch is the way to go. Now I've taken straw that I've pasteurized. I take compressed certified straw that I get at a regular feed store. It's like $10 a bale. The reason I use compressed certified is, for one, it's certified. For two, it's already shredded, so I don't have to shred the straw. It's already at the size I want it to be. I put it in these mesh bags. After they're in the mesh bags, I throw them inside this 55-gallon drum, fill it with water, weigh it down with a rock that I use right there, propane tank, turkey fryer, heat it up to 160 degrees. I got a little hole right here. I don't know where it is. I got a hole right there that I put my thermometer in. It tells me exactly what my temperature needs to be. Once I get to 160 degrees, leave it there for about an hour. I did this last night, so it'll cool down overnight. It's drained properly. I put a 20% additive of fuel pellets. This is alder hardwood smoking fuel pellets. I'll show you the bag right here. All natural wood pellets. It's made for smoking meats and such. Now, once I have all that, I have my bag of spawn. This is organic rye berries, blue oyster that I inoculated on 7.3. I'll have another video later on teaching you how to make the spawn run. That's all inoculated, fully colonized. I take some straw, some of the wood that's mixed in, put it all in my bucket, make it kind of even. Now, I only need a small sprinkle of this spawn because it's oyster mushrooms. Oyster mushrooms don't need a high ratio of spawn to bulk substrate. That's enough right there. See, it's just barely dusted. And then I take another handful, layer it, pack it down in there, and then another bed of spawn. And I just continue doing that until it's full to the top. I let it push up a little bit, so when I put the lid on, it kind of compresses it. And now you have all these holes that are in the side of the bucket. You don't want it like that. So what I do is I take duct tape and I put duct tape over every single hole. I take a knife and I cut holes in every single piece of duct tape, so there's a slice in every one, so air can get out, but a lot of the humidity and moisture in there won't, so the straw won't dry out and die on you. So once that's in there, I mark my buckets so I know what day I started them on. These are all buckets that are colonizing right there. These are king oysters that I started on 7/11, July 11th. These are blue oysters. This whole stack right here is blue oysters. That's what I focus on. It's what I like to use. These are blue oysters started on 7/9, 7/9, 7/6, 7/9. And here, I'll show you the inside of one of these buckets. This one, blue oyster, started on 7/6. Just putting you down for 1 second. Don't go nowhere. This was started on 7/6, and you can see all the nice thick white. On the camera it looks green. I promise you it is not. It is all thick white mycelium. It's getting ready to fruit. Now when it's ready to fruit, all these little pieces of duct tape I put on will start pushing out, and the mushrooms will grow out of these holes. See how nice and white that is? And when they start growing out of their holes, this is my fruiting room for right now, they start looking like this. These ones are on second flush. That's a king oyster that's growing out of one of the holes. That's a monster one. That's already all flushed. These guys are on their second flush. Their second flush isn't as big as their first. I got some bags down there. All blue oysters. Here's some king oysters. Got my humidifier running. And they're all nice and happy. These ones will be ready for harvest in about, I don't know, 2 days. These guys down here are almost ready. And I'll usually run 2 flushes. This is the second flush. I might run a third depending. But there you have it. That's what I have going on. Remember to like me on YouTube at Earther Mushrooms. And look me up on Facebook, also Earther Mushrooms. I look forward to seeing you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me.